If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. We welcome you to today's show and ask those of you who have not subscribed to please subscribe to our YouTube channel as we continue to expose the satanic Illuminati agenda and the ushering in of the Antichrist. Today's show, I want to talk about the Burning Man Festival. I know it's been covered before by many people. I've been well aware of the Burning Man Festival going back many years, and since this is the first year of my channel, I feel compelled to discuss this, as well as to talk about some of the rituals that they'll be performing this year at the festival. Of course, they call it a festival. That's how it's described. Everybody gets excited. Oh, we're going to this festival. We're all going to have fun. It's artistic. Make no mistake about it. This is a ritual. It is not a festival. It is a ritual. I'll tell you how it's described according to Wikipedia, according to all the sources out there that want to promote this thing as an artistic festival. The Burning Man is an annual gathering that takes place at Black Rock City, a temporary community erected in the Black Rock Desert in Nevada. The event is described as an experiment in community and art influenced by 10 main principles, including radical inclusion, self-reliance, and self-expression, as well as community cooperation, civic responsibility, gifting, decommodification, participation, immediacy, and leaving no trace. Well, that's how the elites work, right? They leave no trace of evidence because they get away with whatever they want. Now, a lot of you might wonder what the Burning Man is. What does it symbolize? For those of you who have not seen the film The Wicker Man, despite what people involved with the Burning Man Festival will tell you, that it's not related to the quote-unquote horror film The Wicker Man, which should just be called a documentary for the most part. Because films like that, they tell you in plain sight how they operate and what they do. There's tons of movies that have come out in the 60s, 70s, and 80s that show this stuff. Now we see it with the demonic possession films as they show you what's really going on. That film is just flat out creepy if you haven't seen it before. Flat out disturbing and creepy. But what it really is about human sacrifice. It's about sacrificing somebody who meets the principles of the sacrifice. A lot of the times it's a virgin or somebody who's willingly giving their self up on free will. The story ends with the guy going inside this giant wicker man, which resembles exactly what they have at the Burning Man festivities. And they burn him as a ritual offering for their next harvest. That's how these Wiccans and these Satanists operate. That's how they operate with their summer solstice. Now, this is the culmination of the summer solstice. Not a coincidence with the culmination of the summer solstice coming up, that the Burning Man Festival comes at the same time. This is how it goes every year. It's the end of August, runs into the first week of September. It takes place out in the middle of nowhere in Nevada in the woods. Obviously, you can see here Black Rock Desert, just how satanic it is, this little city that they form out there. But let's talk about the rituals that are done there, because of course they won't say that if a human being is actually sacrificed inside of the Burning Man or not. No one would really ever know, because everybody there is blazed out of their mind on every drug imaginable, and whatever they want to drink and whatever drugs they want to take. There's no police or anything like that. These people are just openly doing ecstasy and doing heroin or whatever they want, and they'll claim that they're not, but all you have to do is watch and see video clips of what goes on there to realize that these people are on heavy drugs and they're part of a gigantic satanic ritual. So they would never know if a human being was actually being sacrificed inside of the gigantic Wicker Man, quote unquote, or Burning Man as they like to call it. Nonetheless, these festivals that they have, or rituals, are filled with things. This year specifically, let's talk about 2016. They're going to have the Hourglass Magic. That's what they're calling it. Well, they're calling it the Hourglass. The woman involved is calling herself the Water Goddess. That's her name, the woman who is helping create this gigantic hourglass magic, as they're calling it themselves openly, as they're talking about the rituals that they're going to perform. Now, hourglasses, if you're not aware, yes, were originally used, right, to be able to tell time. They used it for things like time. But ancient alchemists also recognized the concept of balance in the hourglass. There's that word balance again. Where do we hear the word balance, right? Well, what does the Baphomet represent? To them, it represents balance in the universe. The good and your good deeds outweigh your bad deeds, right? Your good deeds in your one hand, your bad deeds in your other hand. You have to have balance. That's what these Satanists believe in. The hourglass represents the concept of balance. Its very shape is made up of triangles balancing each other out. So you see the triangles involved. Alchemists interpreted these triangles as representing two aspects of nature, the upper being the sky and the lower equating with earth. As above, so below. So you see the hourglass symbolism. You see how all these things tie into their beliefs with the Baphomet, with the worshiping of the Baphomet. And of course, we see another new addition to the Burning Man festival / ritual this year, and that is the Playa Beast, is what they're calling it. Playa, or you want to call it Playa. They're calling it the Playa Beast. Okay, it's a beast. Well, I wonder what they're actually hinting at there. But the Playa Beast is a machine that they've created that's going to walk around and roam the desert. But of course, they're calling it the Beast. So we have all these references once again. What a surprise that they reference the Bible, they reference Revelation, they reference all these things, they reference the Baphomet. But that's not where it ends, because there's actually pictures of, this set that's been created, even though the event starts August 28th. There's already pictures out where you can see all these things. You can see serpents. Look at that. You have serpents, right? You have snakes and serpents. What I wonder what those are there for. They must just love snakes. Everybody's got a snake fetish, right? Representing the serpent. You see the pyramids there. No surprise. Every year they have pyramids. Here you can see them, the building process. They were erecting the pyramid there. Other years, of course, they've had the pyramid with the all-seeing eye as the capstone. Not a surprise, right, that they're just shoving that down your throat. You could also see people with lightning bolts on display. You could see masks, of course, gigantic masks, heads that look like heads of Greek goddesses, probably representing Atlantis, gods and goddesses from Atlantis, because that all ties into the Illuminati belief and the worship of Atlantis. You also see a lot of transgender action going on, men cross-dressing, all this stuff, right? Now, we're not supposed to judge, of course, that's what they tell us. Oh, we're supposed to be okay with this. Men are out there in drag. Anyone know where the police are? If this was going on your road or something like that, would that be allowed? Everybody could just openly do drugs and do this stuff? Oh, of course. Of course it's okay, because it's a ritual now. It's a satanic ritual that has to occur. The police don't regulate these kinds of things. We should know better, right? You can see all of the stuff that's going to be occurring at this disgusting, disgraceful ritual. People go to these events and they go and this is how they get teens, right? Oh, the Burning Man Festival. Oh, Coachella. Oh, these events, right? They have some celebrities there. Susan Sarandon's been there before. There's a video of her performing a ritual there. It's so in your face and so obvious, but people are just so sound asleep. But the problem is that kids fall into the trap of, oh, this is so cool. I should go see this. Just like Tomorrowland, which is filled with satanic propaganda. It's filled with conditioning. It's filled with all of this nonsense, the satanic symbolism. This event is no different. This is a gigantic ritual. The burning of the actual Wicker Man, which they call the Burning Man, is part of the ending of the summer solstice festival. Okay? And you don't know for a fact if there's actually a person inside or not. Of course, they wouldn't say if there was a human being inside, just like at Bohemian Grove where they do the cremation of care, right? People say, oh, well, they don't really sacrifice a child there. Well, I guarantee you that they really sacrifice a child there. They might not do it in that actual ceremony, and maybe they do. Or maybe they do it right underneath the stage. Okay, but people wouldn't know inside of this gigantic Burning Man if there was somebody tied up in there with their mouth covered. These people are all on drugs. They wouldn't even be able to tell. It's the middle of the night when they burn this thing. This is the stuff that goes on in plain sight. These are rituals taking place. This ritual, the Burning Man in the Black Rock Desert, is an absolute abomination. It's an abomination, and it isn't even a one-day event. It goes on from August 28th to September 5th. This is a week-long, 7-day satanic ceremony. And all you'll see out there, not only people wasted out of their minds, not only, the gigantic fires that'll take place as they perform these Burning Man rituals, but you'll see all the basic Illuminati symbols that I talk about on this channel that others expose, right? You'll see the pyramid, the all-seeing eye. Just must be another coincidence, right? Right? Just Chris Brown's got it in his video. Rihanna, Beyonce, the pyramids, the all-seeing eye. It's just, they're not telling you anything. This isn't a part of a secret society. They're not letting you know what is. It's unbelievable how obvious and how in plain sight all of this stuff is. It's right there for everyone to see. And they call it in Hollywood vacation for the soul, because a lot of these low-life satanic celebrities go to these events. They participate in it. They openly talk about how there's, heavy drugs involved. I mean, if you look at the photos, it's enough to make you nauseous. This is supposed to be a good time. A good time. I'd rather be tied to the railroad tracks at Penn Station than attend this thing. I mean, look at these people. Just open there. Susan Sarandon, right? It's unbelievable. P. Diddy, they all go to these. Coachella. It's not a coincidence. It is not. Temple that they erect at this event. They build a gigantic temple. I mean, literally, who's funding this, by the way? I mean, right? Who's even funding it? They build this gigantic temple. Celebrities, musicians all fly in. It's unregulated. It's there's no police. They could do whatever they want. I mean, this is an open, out in public satanic ritual for the elites. That's what this is. And I can't even show you half the pictures of what goes on there, because half the time everybody's butt naked, right? They're wearing costumes. Where do we see the costumes and the masks, right? Like the Illuminati ball that I talked about, the Rothschild ball. Half of them are wearing masks, right? Hiding what they're doing because they're probably performing, orgies and all types of sexual, satanic rituals there, but hiding behind their masks as always in their costumes. That's how they operate. But half the time they're butt naked. Half these photos, are people naked or in thongs or in underwear, people cross-dressing, burning all of these things on fire. So they take, they lead you to believe that this is some type of cool festival where everyone's having a good time. They spent who knows how much money goes into this on the back end to build all of these things that they set fire to. Because they don't just set fire to the Burning Man. They burn some other things down. Of course, they burn mock churches to the ground, which should that surprise anyone? That they actually build these churches or what appear to be churches and then they light them on fire. I mean, it's a gigantic satanic ritual. So again, this is going to take place from the 28th to the 5th. Okay, this is more spiritual warfare because that's what this is. It's a gigantic satanic ritual that's occurring. People don't even know what they're attending and what they're participating in, but God knows what they're participating in because he sees everything. And these people are going there, whether they know it or not, and they're partaking in this. It's absolutely sickening and it's an abomination. It really, truly is. Looking at it, again, I don't know how anybody would go there and say, this looks like a great time. Oh, how exciting. I mean, what a waste of time is more like it. You get more accomplished putting a blindfold on and standing in a freezer than you would at a place like this. Absolute disgrace. So if you're somebody who might stumble upon this and is thinking about going, do not participate in an event like this. You're participating in a gigantic satanic ritual. And so I know kids out there being, oh, it's cool because the devil's not real and God's not real because the media has convinced them of that. You better think again because God is real and Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. And participating in events like this, you are participating in satanic rituals, so do not go. Do not partake in it. And if I see more stuff come out during the week, I'll do follow-up videos on this event for anyone out there that wants to see. They've given a sneak peek of what's inside. Like I said, the hourglass ritual, which is the ritual of balance, which is all about the Baphomet, balancing everything out. Your good deeds outweigh your bad deeds. The earth and the as above, so below that they talk about, the pyramids, the serpents, the masts, the lightning bolts. We have the playa beast rolling through. We have churches being burned. We have the Wicker Man getting set on fire, ending and culminating in their summer solstice. It's an absolute joke. So stay clear of this kind of nonsense. And if you don't know about it, look into it more. It's absolutely disgusting. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families. May peace be with you.